What's good, y'all? This your boy Caseyville, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes, back to finally doing reviews again. I know it's extra late, but y'all know I was coming with the heat. Even though this show was supposed to be quote unquote called Beach Break, it was freezing break because it's out here in the cold over in Cleveland. But that was last night's episode of Dynamite. Solid episode, wrestling wise, very good. A few things I wasn't feeling, but I'll talk about it when I get there. So let's go to break the show down. So we open up the show. Cody Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Part 3. Ladder match to determine who is the undisputed TNT champion. These cats tore each other up and some. Part 3, I think, was their best match. Part 1 was great. Part 2 was okay. Part 3 was excellent. The movesets these cats was doing off the doggone ladders, man. I mean, timing is everything. You one mishap, you done. I mean, jumping off the ladders and doing this move from that move, and then him doing the submission move through the ladder. I mean, Cody and Sammy tore each other up. Now, there's a lot of people that's upset because Sammy is the undisputed TNT champion. However, Cody has been wrestling without a contract. There's a lot of speculation about him possibly going back to the E. But I know this fool ain't going back to the E. Now, can he show up at the Royal Rumble? Sure. Yeah, he can show up. He can show up in the Rumble. I mean, you got Mickie James showing up. And she's the Impact Knockouts champion. So it wouldn't put it past me. I know Dave Meltzer said that nobody from AEW is showing up, but that's just to throw cats off. Cody Rhodes is coming back. But the name of the game is he's playing this game of him not wanting to go full heel. He wants to play this game that he's still a little babyface, but everybody can't stand his guts. And throughout this whole match, he got the Fruity Pebble treatment. They were saying, let's go Cody, Cody sucks. That's all you need to know. But matchup was great. Sammy, Cody, I mean, why you think they do it? Listen, part 1 was what turned me into a Sammy Guevara fan. I ain't know who Panda Head was, but Panda Head turned me into a fan messing with Cody. That's what I'm telling you. And they lived up to the hype. My man was out there in Brazil messing around with Taya and her family because they stay out in Brazil having a grand time. So back out this way and in the States, killed it. Did a thing. Even Fuego came out there and tried to do some goofy stuff. It didn't work. Fuego, I don't know what Fuego was trying, but Sammy is your new and undisputed tag team. I mean, I want to say tag team. Undisputed TNT champ. So that's that. Tony Schiavone was somewhere out in the cold, freezing his behind off with Ricky Starks and my main man, Will Hobbs, who was standing over there looking like $1 million. Will Hobbs called out Dante, said, you got lucky, young man. But part 3 won't be easy. I want you one more time. Ricky Starks called out Jay Lethal, said, Jay, you stepped into my business. You had no business stepping into it. I am the absolute best, and you should have no business going against me. Because let me tell you something. When you face me for this FTW championship, I will not lose it. That was confirmation. Ricky Starks is losing that title. So this is how we're going to start off Jay Lethal's reign, or whatever they plan on doing with him in AEW. So Warlow is a Cleveland guy. He's from Cleveland. He got a nice baby face pop, even though he's a heel. He went against these two jabronis named Elijah Dean and James Alexander. And Sean Spears right there with the chair, doing his spiel, doing his thing, you know what I mean? This was beat down. This was the murder scene. Warlord, he massacred these two clowns. I mean, they was just there to be there. They was just there to get the jobbers checked, because that's all they was there for. But while Sean Spears was all up in his ear and all the clowning and everything, he actually told the man, yo, I only need you out here. I can handle these clowns by myself. Warlord get tired of the Pinnacle. You see it on his face. He's tired of these clowns. He is fed up with these fools, and you know he's going to snap. It's just a matter of time when Warlow gets the victory. Fans go nuts. It is what it is. So Now we get the trios match, the Inner Circle versus Daniel Garcia and 2.0. Now this storyline has been festering because of a certain man named Eddie Kingston who is tight with Santana and Ortiz. Jericho said some foolishness about Eddie Kingston last week, and that ticked off both Santana and Ortiz. This whole matchup was basically about the tension between Jericho and Proud and Powerful. And neither one of them wanted to tag the man. Ortiz didn't want to tag Jericho. Santana didn't want to tag Jericho. So Jericho said, oh, fine. Jumped off the ropes. Jumped off the side of the belt. Of the mat. And was just standing watching. While 2.0 Daniel Garcia was just beating the brakes off of Santana Ortiz. Finally, towards the end, Jericho actually helped out, did the Judas effect on one of them. Threw that man right back in the ring. Santana Ortiz did the move on the man. Got the victory. So after the match, Jericho flicked them both off. And they looked back at him. And the Inner Circle is coming to a close, folks. We really don't need the Inner Circle no more. We really don't. Like I said, Jericho really is... Jericho done his role. His role was to get AEW established. Excuse me. His role was to get AEW established, and he did what he did. Now they don't need the Inner Circle no more. They don't. Jericho can focus on being a commentary clown, but obviously the matchup that we're going to get is him versus Eddie Kingston. Now Eddie Kingston is dealing with an orbital injury, which is the eye socket. He broke an eye socket. He should be back, they say, about 3 weeks. So that was last week. So 1 more week, he'll be back. But as you can see, now, you know what this does? This puts Sammy and this puts Jake Hager in the pickle, because Jake and Sammy are tight with all of them. They tight, but what's going on? So obviously I think what they're going to have a council, because remember when MJF was in it, and remember when they was beefing with MJF, and MJF was Jericho was trying to figure out, was MJF in or was he out? I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, I'm tired of saying it's early in the morning. That's why I'm yawning like crazy. But I think that's probably what they're going to have. They're going to have a council meeting, and it's going to be, where do they stand? Are they still loyal to the Inner Circle, or are they loyal to Eddie Kingston? That's basically what it's going to come down to. I'm telling y'all right now. So, let me see. Yeah, it was later on. Yeah, so like I said, yeah, they won. So like I said, that's the situation that took place. So we got a video package vignette. Lance Archer, Jake the Snake Roberts cutting the promos of their lives about destroying Hangman Page and winning the AEW World Championship. Let me tell you something. Lance Archer hanging out with Jake the Snake Roberts has benefited that man so much. My man cut some of the best promos he ever cut in his life hanging out with that man. He said he can't wait to murder Hangman. He's going to destroy him, and he's going to destroy him in a Texas death match. It's a beatdown match. So Hangman started talking. He said, well, I got my hands full with this one. And they said, well, Hangman, you do know that you're going to be defending your AEW tag team. Oh, my goodness. Your AEW World Heavyweight Championship in a Texas death match. He said, huh? As if, like, wait a minute, are you serious? Like, and the way how he said it as if Lance is a joke. Now, when you look at Lance's record, yeah, he comes off like he's a joke, but Lance ain't no joke. He is his lingo. Everybody must die. Everybody dies. And he plans on trying to kill this man. He said, I'm going to leave you unconscious where you don't even wake up. Heyman said, well, that's fine. He said, whatever I need to do, I'm going to beat the brakes off you. Even if that means I had to lay you out myself. Beat you down. The match is on, whatever it is. Whenever they plan on having it, I'm actually looking forward to this. Listen, Heyman always have great matches with whoever he get in the ring with. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to this. We know Lance ain't winning, but I'm looking forward to it. So, come back. Tony Schiavone is in the back, and he's talking to Christian, Jurassic Express, and HFOs, Matt Hardy and Private Party. So apparently Private Party are the number one contenders for the tag team titles. I'm sitting up here saying to myself, since when? All these cats do is lose 24/7 and somehow they're the number one contenders. This is just Tony Khan just say, hey, let me get my diversity on. It's Private Party ain't done nothing. They haven't done a single thing. All they do is just look silly as heck. And hanging out with Matt Hardy has not helped them at all. It's pushed them back. It's taken them back, and they haven't done anything. And I feel bad for them, but like I said, it is what it is. So they going back and forth with Christian. Christian said, I'll deal with those A boys later on. But since you guys are the number one contenders, my boys are looking forward to cream you guys next week on Rampage for the AEW Tag Team Championships. And Matt Hardy said, that's cute and all, but my boys will become AEW Tag Team Champions on Rampage when that time comes. So they going back and forth, talking crap and all this stuff. I said, man, how many times Private Party going to face Jurassic Express? I think I done seen this match about 7 times. And Private Party has lost all 7 of them. So it's just, they just adding another L to their resume. It's going to be 8. I feel bad for them, man, because they got over on the first episode, and ever since then, they just been doing nothing but jobbing out all day. Like, no important storylines, no nothing. No character development, no nothing. Like, they was over like a mug, and now they're nothing. They're worthless. So, CM Punk comes out, crowd goes wild, crowd's chanting his name and everything. He hops on the mic. He said, hey, Cleveland, what's going on? Y'all remember what took place here. But let me tell you something. He said, are you guys tired of me talking? They said, no. He said, well, you know what? I am. I'm tired of myself talking. I want to get my hands on MJF. So MJF, get your tail out here. Get your wrestling gear on. So let's wrestle in front of these excellent fans out here in Cleveland. So he going off on the mic. MJF come out. MJF said, you know what? Hey, Cleveland, this is the worst town. This town is terrible. This town is garbage. And just like Punky left, everybody remember LeBron James left, put LeBron James' name out there. Apparently LeBron's name was trending because of that. He said, you guys want to see me wrestle this guy when you not getting it. I'll tell you this, but you will get me versus him next week in Chicago, in his home place. I'm going to show exactly why he's going to leave again. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the fans. All he cares about is himself. And he's pointless and he's worthless and all this stuff. And listen, MJF and CM Punk, when the two of them, let me tell you something. CM Punk is an excellent talker. But it seems like every time when MJF and CM Punk go at it, it seems like MJF, now, CM Punk always gets the best of him, but it seems like MJF always just feels like his delivery is much better. But CM Punk always has that punchline that just jaws him out, and boom, he gets the crowd to go completely berserk. But I got to tell you something. The two of them working together are great. Everybody knew that we was going to get this. I didn't think we was going to get it this early. But what they've been able to accomplish with whatever they've been doing, I'm fine with it. I knew that we was going to go the whole, he got to go through the whole pinnacle before he get his hands on him. So he talked about this, he barely ate all that, but he said, look, you want to get me, come get me. Next thing you know, here come the goons, FTR, Warlow, they all walk out. And then CM Punk so busy focusing on them, he ain't looking at who's behind them. The chairman, Sean Spears, comes out the woodwork, lays him out, beats the brakes off. So then that's when they run in there. FTR start beating the snot out. Now, this whole time, Warlow's standing right in there. Warlow don't want to do nothing. After everybody in the pinnacle then beat the brakes off of him, MJF tells him powerbomb him. He don't want to do it. And then fans telling him, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And he didn't want to do it. But he did it. He powerbombed him. Now, CM Punk, I'm going to tell you something. CM Punk loved every moment of it. CM Punk is enjoying this. I'm loving it myself. And after what he did, after he laid him out, MJF sat on him Indian style, just like how CM Punk did when he was cutting the pipe bomb. Let me tell you something, man. It's surreal. It's surreal what they are able to accomplish. Because what CM Punk and MJF are doing, they're turning Wardlow into a much bigger babyface. When that time comes, when Wardlow snaps, it's going to be magical. It's going to be outstanding. And I can't wait for it. I'm ecstatic for it. I'm ready for it now. I don't want it to happen right now. I want it to happen once MJF becomes World Heavyweight Champion. And that's not too long from now. It's not too long from now. But I'll guarantee you, because remember, when they fight each other, y'all do know that this is for the number one contendership spot for the AEW World Championship. So whenever MJF, because everybody know MJF is winning this match, whenever MJF wants to cash in his number one contendership clause, he can. Because y'all remember, this is exactly what this matchup is for. Now, I don't believe MJF is going against Hangman at Revolution. I believe that's still reserved for Mr. Adam Cole, but I'll talk about him a little bit later. But this was the excellent segment. It was great. You felt bad for CM Punk. MJF did what he did. The whole crowd was telling him to shut the F up. I'm telling they called him an a-hole. He's doing his job. That's the role of a heel. A heel is to get heat in the crowd and to get the crowd to cuss you out, get the crowd to tell you that you an a-hole, to get all that. Perfect. I'll tell you, it was excellent. So, we got a backstage promo from the Acclaim calling out Moxley. We're going to be getting Anthony Bowens versus Jon Moxley on Rampage. And I said to myself, as much as the promo was great, the promo was excellent, but my boys got to lose. Anthony got to lose again. I said, man, I'm so tired of my guys losing. It's frustrating, man. I tell y'all all the time, when listen, I'm happy that we on the show, but I just don't want to be on the show. I want to see us get meaningful wins. And my man's got to lose to Moxley, man. I said, man, not again. But the promo was great. They said what they had to say about him. They said he's going to kick his tail and all that stuff. But anyway, we got Tony Schiavone talking to Griff Garrison and Julia Hart. Now, remember, ain't no Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman Jr. is out. And Julia Hart and Griff Garrison kind of got into it because Mark Sterling them popped up out the woodwork and said Jade Cargill has chosen Julia Hart to face her for the TBS championship. Griff Garrison said Julia Hart ain't doing nothing. And Julia Hart said, Griff, who are you? Who are you to speak up for me? I'm a big girl. I can speak up for myself. And you know what? I accept. So she signed her name on the dotted line. Julia Hart will be Jade Cargill's next victim. This matchup should be long. This matchup should probably be about 2 minutes because that's all they're going to get. Julia still needs a lot of work. So I don't expect this match to be a good match. I just expect it to be a murder scene. That's all I expect it to be. But this whole scenario that's going on with the Varsity Blondes and Julia Hart, it's a mess that's taking place. Ever since she got the black mist in her face, and she run around here with the eye patch on looking like a pirate. I don't know. So now we got legit Layla Hirsch versus my girl Red Velvet. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is where the show kind of fell off right here. Now, the match itself was fine. Red Velvet, listen y'all, my girl Red, whatever my girl Red got to do, character-wise, do it. Because wrestling, Red Velvet got it. Red Velvet got the rest of the stuff that this Red Velvet put on the show. She did whatever she could with Layla. And I'm not going to lie, this is the match that I wanted Red to win. Red had no business losing this. Especially with the so-called story that you're trying to tell with the feud with Layla versus the A-Link, Chris Statlander. You would have thought Chris Statlander would have been the reason why Red would have won, but no. They had Red basically beat the brakes off of Layla the whole match. Like, Layla got a couple of licks in, but Red was dominating. And then all just for Layla just to roll her up. And I'm like, where the heck is Chris at? Chris was a no-show until after she won the match. Then she started beating the brakes off of her. Then that's when Chris gonna run out there. And then she ran off and chased all that stuff. I'm like, TK, man, listen, you let us down. You let us down with this one. This was a huge opportunity for Red to get the upset victory on Layla, thanks to Chris. But the fact that you had Layla beat her and the crowd wasn't having, they was booing her. People wanted Red to win. People was feeling Red. For some reason, they wasn't feeling Layla. I told y'all, man, babyface Layla is the way to go. This heel thing, I'm not sure. I don't think it's gonna work. I told you the one who should be the heel is Chris. I think she can get the alien gimmick over more as a heel than she can a babyface, because it just ain't going nowhere. Now, Chris is a great wrestler. She can wrestle her tail off, but this, I don't know. But yeah, TK messed up big time. He messed up big time. Red should have won over, man. It's not even a question. She should have won over. And you had Layla win, and crowd was like, man, screw this bull crap. Screw it. And they weren't even in this one. I don't know, Cleveland, I don't know where they fell asleep on this one. Because Red was out there wrestling her tail off. She was going in. I don't know what Layla was doing, but yeah, like I said, she rolled up. And like I said, I talked about that. So as they go to commercial, here come a beater. Oh, before we go to commercial, we got the House of Back Boys talking about Pac and saying that they gonna murder Pac and Penta. And let me tell you something. They really are playing into this Church of Satan gimmick, because that's basically what it is. They playing into it. The House of Black is basically the House of Satan. That's basically what it is. I'm just calling it what it is. They basically said they gonna murder Pac. Pac had an opportunity to join them, and he chose to do this tarot card blindfold nonsense or whatever. But Sammy come out with the cue cards, beat up. Fuego del Sol had to hold him up because he was hurting. And I'm like, I don't think a cue card was needed for this. I personally don't. I think what they could have done was you could have just done an interview in the back, or you could have had Sammy talk, say like, you know what, I want to thank Cody Rhodes for being an outstanding wrestling partner. I kicked his behind. He kicked mine twice, but I finally did what I needed to do. And now I am the undisputed TNT champion. Ain't nobody taking this title off of me. I don't care who they are. I'm welcoming all newcomers. Anybody can challenge for anybody. I don't care who you are. Come at me. Come at me. That's what I would have done, because I don't think a cue card was needed. And personally, I looked at the cue cards, but I really wasn't paying no attention. So I can't really tell you what the cue cards were saying. But now, this segment right here, we got a promo from Dr. DMD. Now, remember, we're in Cleveland. Y'all know that she's a hardcore Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So she had a Pittsburgh Steelers gear on. Crowd booming the mess out of. Now, she talked about how both Punk and MJF can't keep her name out their mouths, and that she is the best wrestler and all this. She's the wrestler of the decade and all this nonsense and everything. And I'm sitting up here saying all this was just a segment to get her boost her ego and basically take a dump on the Cleveland crowd. And she said, I'm a Baker that you can trust, Cleveland. In other words, you can't trust Baker Mayfield because he sucks. But obviously, I think this was a miss. Yes, she did what she had to do, was trigger the crowd, which was great. She triggered the crowd. But they could have used this segment for Baker to go out there and say, well, since I basically done ran this division for a whole year, I carried the division on my back for a whole year, I'm going to sit up here and basically say, listen, we're going to have a women's battle royal take place in the next 2 weeks. And everybody who's in it, you can be in it. And we can have newcomers come in. Anybody can be in it. But let me tell you something. Whoever wins it will get an opportunity to lose to me at Resolution. So now you're planting the seeds for whoever wins this women's battle royal that's going to take place 2 weeks on Dynamite. Whoever wins this women's battle royal, will face her. Now, I would have took that as we are developing the storyline with whoever she plans on going against. We know who that's going to be. There's going to be Thunder Rosa. We know Thunder is dealing with Martinez right now. But you plant the seeds. You could have used this segment for her to plant the seeds. She just ran out there to boost her own ego. That's basically what this is. This is to boost her ego, make her think she all that in a bag of chips when we know she not. But this basically that's what that segment was. And it kind of was like, what? Like, what is this developing? This is not developing anything. This is just, let's just throw it out there. Let her trigger the Cleveland fans, and that's it. Nothing. Like, it really didn't do anything, you know? So, we got to recap now, because if this matchup was supposed to happen in 2 weeks. This actually was supposed to happen on Rampage last week, but it didn't happen because Arn got COVID. And so we're going to do this matchup. It's going to take place on Rampage. FTR versus Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson. That's an L right there. So that's another L. So we're taking L's. We're taking nonstop L's on Rampage coming up. So then randomly, Vicky comes running out. Nyla Rose comes out. It says, I should be TBS champion. But the only reason I'm not TBS champion is because of that woman Ruby Soho. And that's why I want to get my hands on Ruby. Next week, I'm going to beat the brakes of a Ruby Soho. Just so Nyla Rose was just ticked off. Said, I just want to randomly beat the brakes off of Ruby Soho because she's the reason why I'm not the TBS champion. Okay, second. Thanks. So now, the matchup everybody been waiting for. The lights out match. Adam Cole versus OC. Now, I did say that a certain clown, quote unquote, was supposed to show up from Cleveland. Well, we didn't get that clown, but we did get a clown, if you get my drill. I'm going to talk about that clown when the time comes. This lights out match was excellent. Now, they built the promo with the two of them walking on the beach, standing there looking real silly, looking like they wanted to crack and laugh at one another. They tore each other up. They was beating the brakes off each other. So, Adam Cole went to go get a table under the ring. And as he went to go get a table under the ring, he was struggling. He was like, why is the thing not coming? As he pulls the table, he pulls out this clown named Dan Hansen or something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen this clown online. I've seen him. I don't even know what his gimmick is, but apparently he is over as heck in the IWC. He's been all over the place in the independent scene. He's over. This clown is over. I said, well, AEW done got their own version of Doink. I hate to say it. I hate to call him that, but that's what he is. I don't know what his gimmick is. I don't know. But apparently from what I'm told, people think this cat is good. Like, they said he can wrestle. I got to see him wrestle. I had to. But Adam Cole was like, what the heck? Why are you here? What? Listen, Adam Cole is like, listen, I'm dealing with one clown. You mean to tell me I got to deal with this new clown that didn't showed up? I got to deal with this new bozo that then came out the woodwork. It's like Adam Cole is just attracted to clowns in AEW. It seems like he can't help himself. His homeboys are clowns. Brandon Cutler is a clown. He didn't turn into a clown hanging out with them, messing with OC who ain't nothing but a clown. And now he got to deal with this new clown named Dan Housen, who I don't know what his gimmick is. I just know he's a clown. That's all I know. That's it. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from him, but I guarantee you we getting ready to get a serious circus act because AEW got their own clown dude. So, hey, he did what he had to do. He didn't say nothing. Got that man off his game because OC was able to beat the brakes off of him and he walked off. So, OC, him, they doing work, beating the snot out of each other. Then, check this out. So, you know Adam Cole always be low-blowing OC. OC was smart. OC had put a cup on this time. But he didn't put this one on ordinary cup. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, AEW is so obsessed with thumbtacks. Who the heck puts thumbtacks on a cup that you put on your junk? Man, let me tell you, AEW is so obsessed with thumbtacks. It's like they put thumbtacks on everything. Thumbtacks on skateboards. Thumbtacks on gym shoes. Now we got thumbtacks on cups. This is insane to the membrane. So he tried to low blow him and hurt his own self. So these two, now remember it's an unsanctioned match, which means falls count anywhere. It went all the play, and then they went in the back, and look who's chilling in Gorilla. Is it Jerry Lewis? Is it Terry Lynn, right? Jerry Lynn or Terry Lynn? I get the man's name mixed up. And who? Mr. Man, I don't want to be on television. Mr. Jacksonville himself, Jacksonville Jaguar, Mr. Tony Khan, the clown himself, sit up there like, what is this foolishness going on? They throwing each other through their table, just all kind of crazy stuff. So they drag that man back out. They climb all the way up, and Adam Cole trying to do the Adam Cole baby, but he's like, where the heck is OC at? Like, I just seen the man. Like, where he go? That man climbed all the way up, got that man. Wax him. Then he hugs the man. OC like, Adam Cole like, I can't get out. Like, I can't get out. Like, looking like he can't escape the hug. And he looked at him like, no, we not. They went all the way down. He did the move set on him. Adam Cole was knocked out cold. OC got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Now remember, lights out unsanctioned matches don't count on nobody's results. So even though OC got the win, Adam Cole still is undefeated, quote unquote, because this does not go on the record. But the clown finally prevails. OC prevails in the biggest match of his life, lays this man out. But now we can start a new feud. Adam Cole versus this Dan Hansen clown. Listen, I'm Adam Cole. I'm literally gonna cut a promo like this. You know what? Look, cut the mic. I just got through from dealing with one clown. You mean to tell me I got to deal with this new clown? What is wrong with AEW? It seems like Tony Khan has got a circus going on. What is going on? He really has. So he brought this new clown in. We got a new clown on the show, and I'm like, and a lot of people were speculating it was gonna be Johnny Gargano. Well, I'm glad. Johnny trying to have a family. He trying to start a family right now. We ain't trying to see him right now. But Dan Hansen, I don't know what to expect. I just know that this is a clown, and we got some serious shenanigans that we finna deal with, because Adam Cole is like, listen, I'm tired of dealing with clowns. I done got through with this fool OC. Now I got to deal with this clown. I feel for my man. But Adam Cole, he showed up, showed out. OC, he showed up and showed out. The match was excellent. Match was great. And like I said, with Dan Hansen clown showing up, I'm like, I don't know what to expect now. I don't know. Oh, and he triggered a whole bunch of folk on the roster. You had the A-boys clowning, talk about, man, what is this clown doing here? MJF was like, oh, no, this fool here too? So, obviously, he's going to be dealing with a lot. So, he's going to cause all kinds of he's going to cause some shenanigans. Because these cats, they like, why is this buffoon here? Why is he here? AEW is turning into a serious circus right now. I'm like, what? Why is this clown here? But listen, it makes for entertainment television. You know, look, everybody be talking about sports entertainment and professional wrestling. Yes, it goes hand in hand. It goes hand in hand. Here is your entertainment factor. That you bring this guy in, and apparently he puts curses on people and all this crazy clown stuff. I don't know. But we're going to see. We're going to see how this is going to play out. But apparently a lot of people in the IWC is high on this young man. They're high on him. I never seen the match of him, but listen, he dominates social media. I see his stuff all over the place. Like, so, good lights out match. Wrestling wise, everything was fine. Like I said, outside of Red and legit Layla Hirsch match, Everything was great. Wardlow match wasn't going to be a match. It was a squash match, But salute to everything what they pulled off today. Very good episode of AEW. Very good episode. Very solid. That's my honest review, folks. Hit the comment section up. What y'all think about the show? Let me know. Tell me how you feel about it. Make sure you like this video. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to make sure I try to be consistent with the reviews. And that's that, man. So I'll let you go.